Hi everyone, I'm Miss Kathryn, and we're going to be reading Franklin Goes to the Hospital by Paulette Bourgeois. Have any of you guys ever been to the hospital before? Franklin sometimes has colds and tummy aches, and every now and then he gets cuts and bruises. He went to the doctors for regular checkups, and once the doctor came to Franklin's house, but until now, Franklin had never been to the hospital. Franklin and his friends were playing soccer. The ball was kicked to Franklin, and it hit him hard in the chest. Franklin, they were playing soccer. Hit him right in the chest. You think he's okay? I hope he's okay. Let's find out. Oof, he groaned, but he kept on playing. That night at bath time, Franklin said, ouch, when he dried his tummy. His mother took a closer look. She said, we'll go to the doctor's first thing in the morning. With gentle fingers, Dr. Bear poked and prodded Franklin's shell. She discovered a small crack. It isn't serious, Franklin, she said, but I have to put a pin in your shell to help it keep growing properly. I'll schedule an operation for you tomorrow morning at the hospital. Will it hurt? Asked Franklin. We'll give you sleep medicine before the operation so you won't feel a thing, replied Dr. Bear. When you wake up, you'll be a little sore, but we'll keep you in the hospital overnight to make sure that you're doing okay. Dr. Bear explained the operation can only be done when the patient has an empty stomach. She told Franklin not to eat or drink after bedtime that night. Franklin didn't mind. His tummy was too busy flip-flopping for him to even think about eating. After school, Franklin's friends came to visit. Franklin showed them the book about the hospital that Dr. Bear had given him. Fox pointed to a picture and asked why everyone was wearing a mask. We all wear masks now, don't we? We have to wear them when we go to school, especially hospitals. We wear masks now. Masks keep germs out of the operating room, explained Franklin. Are you scared? Asked Beaver. Of course he's not scared, replied Bear. Franklin is very brave. Franklin didn't say anything. Are you guys brave like Franklin? You guys think he's brave? It was early when Franklin and his parents left for the hospital. With his blue blanket and Sam clutched under his arm, Franklin's mother gave him a hug. You'll be home tomorrow, she reminded him. I know, Franklin said softly. You're a very brave little turtle, said his father. At the hospital, Franklin was given a bracelet with his name on it. Then an attendant pushed him down a long hallway in a wheelchair. Franklin stared at the strange equipment on carts and trolleys, and he wrinkled his nose at the unfamiliar smells. As they went down corners and through doors, Franklin kept checking to make sure his parents were keeping up. At last, they reached Franklin's room. A nurse gave Franklin a special gown to wear. She took his temperature and his blood pressure and listened to his heart. Next, she rubbed some cream on his hand. She had to put some special cream on his hand to make sure it wasn't going to hurt. Or rub some on there, just like what Franklin had to do. This will numb your hand, she told him. Let me change my hands. This will numb your hand, she told him. Then it won't hurt when the doctor puts the needle for your sleep medicine. Okay, said Franklin in a small voice. You're a very brave patient, said the nurse. Soon the attendant came back to take Franklin to another room. Dr. Bear was waiting for him. We need to get some x-rays, she said. I need to know exactly where to put the pin. I don't want x-rays, whispered Franklin. X-rays don't hurt, explained Dr. Bear. The machine only takes pictures of what's inside you. I know, said Franklin. He started to cry. Dr. Bear sat down beside Franklin. Please tell me what's wrong. What do you guys think's wrong with Franklin? Franklin sniffled. Everybody thinks I'm brave, but I'm just pretending. X-rays will show what's inside. I'm scared. Oh, Franklin, exclaimed Dr. Bear. An X-ray doesn't show feelings. It only shows shells and bones. You mean no one will know I'm afraid? Franklin asked. No one, replied Dr. Bear. But just because you're afraid doesn't mean you aren't brave. Being brave means doing what you have to do, no matter how scared you feel. Look at the pictures. There's his little feet and his shell and his arms. That's him after the x-ray. Franklin thought for a moment. Well, I am scared to have the operation, he finally said. But I know I have to do it so my shell will grow big and strong. Dr. Bear smiled. That's what being brave is all about. Franklin let out a very deep sigh. I'm ready now, he said. When the x-rays were done, Franklin was taken to the waiting room. We aren't allowed in the operation room, Franklin, said his father. But we'll be here in the recovery room when you wake up, his mother promised. Soon Dr. Bear came to get Franklin. His mother and father kissed him and waved him as he went through the doors. In the operating room, Franklin said hello to the other doctors and nurses. Dr. Bear put stickers on Franklin's chest and explained that this will help them see how his breathing and heart rate is during the operation. You see how they all have masks on just like we have to wear masks now? Then Dr. Raccoon put the needle for the sleep medicine in Franklin's hand. It didn't hurt at all. When that was done, he asked Franklin to count backwards from 100. Can you guys count backwards from 100? It's pretty high. But I can only count backwards from 10, Franklin said. That will be just fine, said Dr. Bear. 10, 9, 8, began Franklin, and that was as far as he got. Wake up, Franklin, called a faraway voice, but Franklin didn't want to wake up. In his dream, he was scoring the winning goal. Wake up now, Franklin, said his mother. Slowly, Franklin opened his eyes. He saw his parents and Dr. Bear, and then he remembered, I hadn't finished counting, he said in a wobbly voice. But I finished operating, said Dr. Bear with a laugh. That didn't take long at all, did it? 2 hours later, Franklin was back in his hospital room. He walked slowly to the mirror and looked at his bandages. Okay, let's see our new Franklin with his bandages on. Gotta get out our bandage, just like the doctor had to do, and put it on a shell. There we go. You see his little bandage on his shell? That's how he's going to grow big and strong with his shell. I guess it'll be a while before I can play soccer again, he sighed. Dr. Bear thinks you'll heal very quickly, said Franklin's father. She also said you were an excellent patient, said his mother. Franklin smiled. That night, after Franklin's parents had gone home, Dr. Bear came to see him. I have something to show you, Franklin, she said. She held up an x-ray. Is that me, he asked. Dr. Bear nodded. That's you, she said. Brave through and through. The end. Y'all have a great day.